friends, it's Mrs. Ross, and today I have a book for you that's a little bit different from the books that we normally read during our writing time. Usually I share a story with you, and instead this book has words in it that are signs that you might see when you're out and about. Now we call those type of things environmental print. It means that they are out in the environment and they're things that you might see when you're out driving in a car or walking, and they tell us things that we might need to notice, or that we might need to go to, or we might need to do. So here's the first one. It has a police car and a policeman. You can see the lights up there, and the word at the back of the car says police. You guys probably know what this says right here. This is a fire truck, and it's parked in its fire station, so these words must say fire station. And I know this says number 23. Now this looks like it's racing down the road. The person who took this picture did a really good job capturing how it looks like it's going fast. It's probably taking somebody who's not feeling well to the hospital, and it says ambulance on the back. These cars are a special kind of a car that can take you places. It's called a taxi. So there's 3 words that say taxi right here. And here is a city bus, and the words right here say bus stop. So if you ever ride a city bus and you're going to go to the bus stop on a street, you'll know it's the right place because it says bus stop. This one is a school bus, and I can see right here the words that say school bus, and sometimes they'll have a sign right here or on the other side that has a stop sign on it. Here's a school crossing guard, and she has words on the back of her vest that say school crossing guard. Oh, here's a train coming down the railroad tracks. So this sign says railroad crossing. Oh, this is a sign for the animal that lives in the corral right here. This one says horses. And you guys probably go to a place like this in your neighborhood. It could have a name to it, but this one also may have a name, but it's just labeled that it's a park. So it might say City Park or Silver Lake Park or wherever it is that you go. Maybe Blackman's Lake Park. This guy's in charge of watching all of the swimmers to make sure they're safe. What is that person called? It says right here on the back of his shirt, lifeguard. And this looks like you're at a fun place to go in the summertime. The beach. I know what kind of a shop this is and what they sell. Somebody's ordering an ice cream cone, so this must be an ice cream shop. And this is easy to tell too. I know what this store sells. They sell nice hot pizza. This word says litter. It might be where you put your trash. This one says don't litter, put it here. Littering is when you drop something on the street instead of putting it in the trash can. You need to take care of the places that we live by putting the litter where it goes. This one sells lots of fruits and vegetables. This is a supermarket. And when you're in the supermarket, you might even see signs that tell what these items are and how much they cost. So this says lemons 4 for $1. These signs you'll see when you go into stores, and they tell you whether you're supposed to pull or push a door. Keep an eye out for that. I bet you'll see that quite a bit, and it's right at your height where your head is. It's where the grown-ups' hands would go out, but it's right about where your head is. These 2 pictures show a parking garage, and it shows us where you're supposed to enter and where you're supposed to exit. So where you go in and where you go out. Looks like these guys need a car wash. So this must be called the car wash. This is a place that sells cars, and this sign goes down. Used cars. This one says bicycle. Maybe it's a bicycle repair shop. Maybe it's a place that sells bicycles. And this, you can see right here, this is called a speed bump. And when the cars go over it, it makes a big bump. So they have to slow down a little bit. So usually there's a sign that says bump or speed bump to warn you that it's time to slow down as you're driving. Here's a sign that says construction. And if there's construction on the street, you might see a sign that says road closed. And finally, here's that last sign I was telling you about that the bus has oftentimes. They'll put out the stop sign. You might see this sign when you're driving with your grown-up and you come to a four-way stop or a two-way stop. You'll see this sign all over the place. S-T-O-P. All right, friends, that was the book City Signs, and I'll be sharing with you your next activity that goes along with it in just a minute. Okay, friends, we just finished up reading the book called City Signs. And remember I told you that this has to do with environmental print. It's the words all around us, things that you look at and you see and think, oh, I know what that says. That says McDonald's, or that says Target. We talked in the book about how there's things that say like bus stop, or stop, or police, so that you know what they are. Well, we are going to make our own environmental print today. So, in your materials bag that your kindergarten teachers gave to you, you have a paper that looks like this. And it has different words on it, like refrigerator, oven, sink, window, chair. You are going to make your own environmental print for your house. So your job today is to cut out each of those little words, and you don't have to do all of them if it's pretty hard for you, but do as much as you can. Figure out what that word says, and there's a little picture there to help you. And then you can put a little bit of tape on this and tape it to that item. Now ask your grown-up if this is okay before you do it, because I don't want you going and taping something to a table that you're not supposed to tape things on because it's fancy or really nice. So just be really careful and ask a grown-up if this is okay. So cut out the pieces, figure out what the word says using the picture to help you, and tape it around your house and see if you could make your own environmental print. That can help you when you're writing, because let's say you're writing a story about making cookies and you want to label oven. Well, here it is. You know that you've already labeled your oven. You could run right over there and say, oh, I know how to spell that. And so you could label it oven right in your story. Now, that's part of your job, is making your own environmental print. The other part of your job is to do your story today. Now, I already did my story and I wanted to share it with you. So I was thinking about the places that we go when I was reading the book City Signs, because when you're out and about, like I said, you see those words and letters everywhere we go. So I wrote a story about when I went to Joann Fabric Store, and you can see that I put my own environmental print on there, Joann Fabric Store, and Emmy and I went there, so I drew a picture of me, and I have my purse because I'm out shopping, and I drew a picture of Emmy. Don't forget to label those things. If it's you, put the word me by it. If it's your mom or dad, you guys can spell that. M-O-M spells mom. D-A-D spells dad. So put labels by whoever the people are. You might be able to label where you're going. And tell the story. That is so important to me, that you tell the story to someone. Tell it to your teacher on Seesaw when you upload it. Tell it to a grown-up. Tell it to your cat. Tell it to your stuffed animal. So I'm going to tell you my story right now. Emmy and I went to the fabric store called Joann Fabrics, and we were looking for fabric to make some pajama pants. So here's me, here's Emmy, here's the fabric store. Here are my words down at the bottom. We went to the fabric store. We will make pajama pants. So that's my story for today. Now I want you to do your jobs. Remember, job number 1 is labeling your environmental print with your papers. Job number 2 is think about a story that you want to write. It might be someplace that you go, or it could be anything else, but a story that you want to write that you're going to put labels on, and you're going to tell the story. That's really important, and put it up on Seesaw so your teachers can see it. Okay, friends, that's it for today, so go get writing.